Hi, Melissa. Thank you so much for being on the podcast. How are you doing today?
Hey, Cody, I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Doing well, thank you. Getting ready for the upcoming Women in Car Wash conference. So let's not waste any time. You're one of the speakers coming up at the seventh conference that's happened, January 15th to 17th, 2023, in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, B Ocean Hotel and Resorts. For those that are listening at home and are wherever they are in the world listening and or watching this, could you tell us a bit about yourself, please?
Absolutely. Well, I'm very excited to be a speaker again at that event. I wish it was January next month because I'm ready for
Right.
the beach and be ocean. Basically, I'll be teaching and speaking on insurance again, but bringing a little more value by changing it up a little bit and talking about health insurance as well as property and casualty, workers' compensation, and how to prevent fraudulent claims. So I think that most people will find that very interesting. I enjoy all the guest speakers there at Women in Car Wash. So I enjoy not only being a speaker, but being there for the full segment and getting as much out of it as I can.
Mhm.
I plan on bringing my team and staff with me.
Perfect. Now, I had a question specifically written for you, and I wanted to ask it. Um, could you talk about the importance of insurance knowledge for everyone working in the car washing industry and not just the owners?
Absolutely. It's very important that everybody that works at a car wash understands the importance of insurance and not just the car wash owners for a few reasons. The car wash owners are typically not the ones in the tunnel, in the car wash operations day to day. So it's very important to get that information to the owners so they understand the policy that they're paying for, but also get that information to the staff, which I do teach. I do go out and sometimes teach the entire employees. I just went out to McBee's Coffee and Car Wash and went to all three sites. We went through and basically looked at possible, claims scenarios, and I gave them advice and met all the staff. So it's important that anybody working for or at a car wash understands at least the basics of insurance and why it's important and how to understand coverages and policies, but most importantly, how to prevent claims
Okay. What are some of the, I guess, the basics, if you can just kind of point form what some of those are?
or preventing claims.
I guess just insurance in general. You said like the basic intro
Some
to
of the
kind of
basics are just
insurance.
really understanding the differences between general liability and workers' compensation. Understanding what umbrella coverage is. People think umbrella and they think of it's raining, I need to grab my umbrella. What is that? How does that protect the car wash or the business? Understanding deductibles and understanding that there can be multiple deductibles on a policy. So, just a couple of basic things like that.
Right on. So, I guess for my own interest, what is the difference between, you said it was general and workers' comp?
General liability
Yes.
and workers' compensation.
Yes. What would be the main difference between those 2?
General liability is basically something that every business owner has to have, whether you have a car wash or not. And that is basic coverage that protects you and the company as the owner in the event that you are found liable for something. And that's a wide range of things. It really goes into the policy. Each policy has, specific exclusions depending on what state you're in or whatnot. And then we can come back as an agent and add in endorsements to make that coverage a little better if we need to. But it's basically usually at 1 million is the standard norm. Of general liability coverage to protect, let's say, a car wash owner in the event that, let's just say, one of their employees backs up and runs into a customer. That coverage would be one that would kick in for that type of scenario.
Okay.
Now, if you needed higher limits of liability, that's where the umbrella coverage kicks in. Workers' compensation, really important. It's mandatory in all states except for Texas, which I find strange, but Texas likes to give a lot
Odd.
of rights.
Yeah.
We don't write car washes in Texas without workers' comp. Workers' comp protects the employee, So if the employee were to get injured, they cut off a hand in the equipment, and they need to go to the emergency room, that coverage kicks in to protect the employee.
Graphic. I wasn't
Graphic,
expecting that
but
example, but
that's
fair enough.
actually a legitimate. It's happened. It's happened, unfortunately.
Scary incidences of the
So it's
workplace, I
why
guess.
it's really why insurance is important. And it's why understanding each coverage is important. You know,
Mm,
as an employee for me, and a lot of I know a lot of employees that work at car washes. They want to know they're working for a car wash that's well insured. You know,
mm,
especially that they have good limits of coverage for the employees. Even health insurance is a huge factor for a lot of car wash owners these days, as we see car wash employees, being older, working at the car wash, seeing it as a career. Well, they have families. So we now offer health insurance. So that's why we'll be speaking a little bit about that as well at the upcoming event in Florida.
awesome. It seems like there's going to be a lot of good things discussed and talked about at your session.
Absolutely. It's going to be very exciting. Can't wait.
It's going to be great. I'm so pumped. So, one last thing I want to ask before we go. Um, of everything that you'll be discussing and talking about at the upcoming Women in Car Wash Conference, January 15th to 17th, 2023 at Fort Lauderdale, Florida at the Bee Ocean Resort. Of everything you're discussing, what are some of the things you would like everyone to take home with them? Like, what would you consider to be the most important thing you'd hope that they would remember?
Okay. My session specifically, I would like everybody to have a better understanding of insurance, why it's important, and actually feel like they know enough to look at their own policy and understand some coverages, as well as get some questions answered. I really
Hmm.
enjoy the open forum that you guys provide at these events where it's a Q&A type style. And I think I remember the last Florida event that I spoke at, one of the wonderful women in car wash there of Vaughn Industries had so many great questions and I loved it. So I just love everyone bringing their hardest questions and their best questions, and everybody learning from these real scenarios. I think you guys do a great job with every speaker with that open engagement. So I hope they get that out of it, but I also hope that they get what I get out of it, which is meeting a lot of new friends in the car wash industry, and becoming a big fan of women in car wash and continuing to attend each event.
Sounds great. And I feel like that everyone that's attending your session will have a very strong understanding of what insurance is by the end of it.
Absolutely. And I'm very excited to add the health insurance part to it as well. So,
Yes, very. That's also
yes,
incredibly important. Can't
yes,
overlook
yes.
that at all.
Can't wait. So, we'll have some prizes, some games, and make it interactive and fun. But other than
Perfect.
that, I'm really looking forward to Florida, preparing for it now, and looking forward to inviting all my clients and any women in car wash that I know about. So,
That all sounds really awesome. Thank you so much, Melissa, for being on the podcast. I really appreciate it. You can find more about Melissa and the other great speakers happening at our 7th Women in Car Wash Conference happening January 15th to 17th, 2023. You can find more at womenincarwash.com. Melissa, thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you there.
thank you so much, Cody. I look forward to seeing you as well. Have a great day.
You as
Take
well.
care.
Take care.
All
Bye.
right. Bye bye.